Hello, welcome back to more Chihayafuru, episodes 13 and 14 today. I'm actually recording this like the day after the last two episodes, so they are fresh in my mind. Obviously we had that episode 10, which was, or episode 11, sorry, which was whatever, some conflict that didn't really land for me, but whatever, we sort of set up the our next match, and then we went on to episode 12, which then we started the match against, I forgot the name of the team, but it's the one with Megumu Osaka, who is like, she lost to Megumin in the Western Prefecture qualifiers, I think that's right. So if she won against Megumin, she would have gone on to play Shinobu, I think, in the final. So that's how good she is. And they were like talking about how they're keeping the order the same, and they were wondering whether it's arrogance or confidence, and it's almost a mix of both. There's confidence in Megumu, and they also want her to improve. That's like their whole team. Their whole thing is basically siphoning Megumu. It reminds me of like League of Legends, where you'd funnel Master Yi in mid lane, and you'd have Taric mid lane, and then Master Yi, who's a jungler, and the mid laner would give Master Yi all the farm and all the golden XP, and would support him. You'd like funnel him so he'd be the carry. That's like what they're doing with Megumu here. But yeah, I'm really excited to get onto this match, because we've just started it pretty much, and Chihaya was kind of on the back foot, but now she seems to have zoned out a bit thanks to this scene we're seeing on screen right now of Kana sort of calming her down. So yeah, I assume this episode will just be this entire match. Maybe it might even go on into the next, we'll see. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. This is a lovely scene. I like how Kana even recognised Chihaya's sort of distress. And Chihaya being able to sort of recognise what Kana's doing and answer what she's doing, because she's learned about these cards now. Then we get this scene where they said about he would have been able to hear the wind. Is it? So smooth. So hype. Chihayafuru hype moments and aura compilation. As he walks back, let's have a good match. Yeah.
Megumu-chan.
When in dreams I go to the mush on the other card. What's she thinking?
誰にとっても特別だ。横っ面を張り倒すうな鳥。あれ超楽しい。流れは綾瀬に。今の速さ、やっぱりそうだ。ベラトリックスは神経の信号が耳から指に直接いってる。そうでないとあの速さでは取れない。しかも敵陣左下段に同じ S 音の一時決まり背があるのに巣を攻めた。なんて勇気だろう。
今の感じ、綺麗にいった。あの角に。
Ah yeah, efficient, like Shinobu does it.
千早ちゃん、ナイス攻め。やったと思った瞬間に逃げていくのは集中力。
台無し。
It's all about mindset with Chihaya.
さすが。 よかった、メグム。引きずってない。
自陣の一時決まりを取られても悪い流れにさせない。
さすが西の代表ってところか。
明石女子のエースでムードメーカー。
大阪恵の敵に勝敗はかかっている。
さあ1枚頑張っていこう。
Yeah, I want to know what
こんなに落
she's
ち着いた選手
thinking
初めて。
so bad.
恋しかるべき夜の月かな。
流れってどうやって掴むんだっけ。
春の夜の
セイム。
引くな。
Yeah, contest it. Contest it.
私の鳥じゃなかったでしょうか。
別にご利用しして自分の札にしろって言ってるんじゃない。最終的に譲ってもめんどくさいやつって思わせるだけで意味があるんだ。相手のペースを乱すんだ。
すみません。セイムだから今のはめぐむちゃんの鳥なのにすみません。そうですか。じゃあどうぞ。
I had a feeling she'd do
自
that.
分の蓋になってしもった。そんなどうしよう。
春過ぎて
ダメだ。
譲られて逆にペースを乱すなんて。
心底揉めるの向いてねえ。
Yeah.
俺がしっかりしないと。俺がしっかりしないと。
私がしっかり。
俺がこの空気、このギャラリー、
Hey, it's the odd
思
teams.
った以上に体が動かない。
山側に
カラフだ。危ない。花野、花野のメモではポニーテールの子、タオル、青い龍二のツアータオル。タオルってあれのことか。あいつよく知ってんな。青い龍二って言ったらドアマなラブソング歌ってる歌手、未練タラタラの非連系
Ah, so she
と
might.
なると、
Yeah.
この
Nice.
辺の札を
道の
ちゃんと取る。
狙ってた札。この人 C 級って話やったけどやりにくい。
今日1試合目の俺が流れに乗るんだ。守ったぞ。次も取るぞ水沢。
Nice.
花野さんよく見てるよ。ありがとう。
Are they building something between them here? I don't know. Really cute, if so. But
おいみんな取れた。流れが来る。今度こそ。流れっていうのは練習のこと。鉄壁の安定感。
こっちは取ったぞ。
大丈夫。まず1枚取るよ。
ごめん、めぐむ。
hmm.
こんな大舞台でもひょうひょうと。めぐむはすごい。でも、ずっと一緒におっても、めぐむの気持ちはいまいちわからん。めぐむをクイーンにって盛り上げてきたけど、ほんまの気持ちはどうなんやろうか。
Yeah.
クイーンになりたいんやろうか。
千早が練習させてもらえない。
But we're definitely
じ
gonna
わじわ差が広
get
がって
her
いる。
perspective at some point.
千早、勝てばいい。勝ってこい。また言い過ぎたか。
Worried to put on too much pressure.
去年とは違うはず。1年経ったんだ。1年。
有明の月を
That was a cool scene.
街で釣るかな。雨津風
カラフだ。
出るのも早いが、かわすのもうまい。さすが。
大坂さんの速い飛び出しに引っかからなかった。
She is scouting her. Or them. Come on, Chihaya.
すみません。
噛みしめとる青春や。
Are we gonna get into her
今
now.
となってはトレードマークの大阪恵の鉢巻き。今までは大阪だけが巻いとったけど。
全国大会用に作ってきたんや。みんなでつけよう。前作ってもらったお返しや。めぐむ先輩。
美しすぎる友情。
There must be a level of care from her side then.
僕らがめぐむたんを好きなのはめぐむたんが抱える大きなギャップ。僕らのレンズは知っている。
よかった。一人で鉢巻きとか寒すぎる。みんなを巻き込めてよかった。
乙女の姿
What did Chihaya realize?
差しとどめんあらがら
手の下を通ってい
Yeah,
た。
it looked like she got it for a
取られ
sec.
た。
最初から取られるばっかだったあの札、初めて綺麗に取った。掴んだのか何か。
Seems like it.
今のはさあ次1枚いくよ。はい。
Hmm.
団体戦やのになんで声出すのは私だけなんやろ。
Is it sort of...
クイーン別にどうでもいい。
Ah.
札送ります。朝原系。
大山札なんで普通送らないんじゃ。
Yeah, Chiha's definitely
あいつ大山札は苦手だったは
figured
ず。
something out.
捨てたのか。
今ひとたびのおこともがな君が
違う大山札。
Wow.
めぐむ
あの一時決まりの速さ。囲い手破り。
Yeah, that was
自
sick.
分で言っ
Like,
てる。クイーンになる。
that's the difference between them. It's that ambition. It's that ambition on
クイ
Chiha's
ー
side.
ンはどうでもいい。
Yeah.
でもこの子はここで叩く。
囲い手破り。得意な札を早く取れるやつはたくさんいる。本当に勝負を分けるのは得意が霞むほど苦手をなくすこと。あいつどれだけ練習してきたんだ。
だからお前の囲い手はザルだって言ってんだ。こう何回言ったらわかるんだ。苦手が苦手のままでクイーンになれると思うなよ。
できたよ。
I like how
よく引
harsh
いて飛び込む方が綾瀬には向いてるよ。
Nishida is on Chihaya.
できたよ。みんな
Oh,
できたよ。叩く。
yeah, there's a different dynamic, like obviously between the teams, but it's showing now. It's what's setting them apart.
三好の
取った
キープしました。
こっちも
こっちもだ。
よし。
Oh,
また
練習な
めぐむたんがよしって言った。
he's getting into
め
it.
ぐむたんがさ1枚って言わない。
Oh yeah.
面白い。高いレベルでのシーソーゲーム。意外。
感じもいいし、何より視野が広いんだ。抜け札がない。
どうとっても落ち着き払って。
札送ります。
さっき送った大山札を送り返してきた。
Yeah.
タイヤの子もド S。
Oh, this is great, yeah. It is always Chihayafuru
残り一発。敵陣の札を低く低く囲いて。
to rile up their opponent. Intentionally or
囲い
unintentionally.
手破りの対策なんてやってるに決まってる。クイーンと戦う前提で練習してきたんや、みんなで。クイーンはどうでもええけど、私が勝たんとみんなが喜ばへん。あんたはここで叩く。
ムキになった。強い。大山札もまだまだだ。厳しい。でも気づいたこともあるよ、先生。なんだかこっちの試合見てる人
Yeah.
増えた。
Yeah, I remember at the start it was Hokuo people were looking for.
明石女子大阪めぐむのワンマンチームと思ってたのに、女子校と当たるの初めてでちょっぴりワクワクしてたのに。
長から
強いよ、ほぼ男子の力強さだよ。
うちのエンジンは大阪でも他の子たちも着実に力をつけてきとる。クイーンを目指す大阪の練習相手になるいうんはそういうことや。動機があればここまで強くなるんやな。今の明石女子は大阪のために強くなったチーム。泣ける青春や。
めぐむが声をかけんくなった。そんなに強いんその子。
I feel like that will probably rile them up more. Really great. Oh, it's really strong drawings
も
there.
っとちゃんと、もっとちゃんと。
Even that is like a mental
あの
loss.
1ミリ、あの1点に、あの札の縁に。
月見れば
あいつあんな船に速いカルタを取るやつだったか。大阪の方が飛び出しは速いのに抜いていった。まるで
めぐむちゃん、めぐむちゃんは私だ。
早く取るのをやめなさい。
そう言ってくれる人のいなかった私だ。
Interesting.
我が身一つの秋にはらねど。
Oh, I love that.
やつらはね愛に手の
練習が出てきた。
派手な鳥はない。でも着実に。
差がもうない。
さあ一枚いくよ。
声でかすぎた。出し慣れてへんから。
ゆうちゃん。
ありがねの
カラ札にこの飛び込み。男子。
めぐむの気持ちはいまいちわからへん。ほんまはクイーンなんかどうでもよくて、みんなで楽しくやりたかったんかもしれへん。でもめぐむ、まず私が勝つから、あんたは焦らんでやりいよ。
Wow.
めぐむはようわからんけど、クイーン
怖い、強い、やばい。
私今年はクイーン戦予選に出るよ。強くなるのが強くなっていくのが楽しくないわけないやろ。
めぐむだ、君は本当は優しい子だ。みんなを喜ばせたい、みんなの期待に応えたい、そういう気持ちが君の頑張りのもとだって僕らは知っている。だけど僕らは欲にまみれる君が見たい。
タイミングはセイム。でも知人、私の鳥。よし。私の鳥。私です。今のは私です。でも触れたのはほぼ同時で、私の陣にあるから。私の方が早かったです。私見えました。でも今のは。いいえ、
めぐむが
私の方が少し早かったです。
揉めた。
Contest chair. Yeah, oh no, you gotta stand your ground. I was on your side.
じゃあどうぞ。
揉めるのも揉められるのも向いてね。
Guess it makes up for the last one.
みんなを引っ張っていくのは私。みんなを喜ばせるのは私。クイーンに挑戦するのは私や。何が
何が知らへんめぐむが
Oh, this is hype.
揉め負けたけど
This might go on to the next
分の借りは返した。
episode.
それでいいよ綾瀬。いつもの千早になる。よし、ここから攻めるぞ水沢。
さあ一枚
一枚取れよ。はい。
Oh,
みんなこっち見てる。
良好互角。
空気が全員の圧力がぶつかってる。
man, that was a good ep. I really just want to go straight on to the next one, but we will talk about this one because he had the recap at the beginning there. God, I it's so like just immersive, and when like the tension gets this high for these kind of games where they're this evenly matched, especially when they sort of make a point that the crowd are also feeling this as well. It's the kind of feeling that only like sports anime can sort of give you. Not that I watch a whole lot of sports anime. It is really sort of limited at the moment to Haikyuu, Umamusume, Ping Pong the animation, Much Something Like a Lion. There's definitely you can the sort of meaning of sports anime can sort of vary, and you can definitely have sort of flimsier shows that you can say are sports anime, but like shows like I think at their fundamental have people competing, you have characters commentating on it, characters improving like different techniques and skill levels and training. As long as you sort of have these like fundamental things, it absolutely is a sports anime. Like the sort of hype and tension and conflict you're getting in this episode is that could be sort of depicted in a football anime or basketball or volleyball. Like you get that same sort of feeling from it. It's really cool they're able to do that with a sport that is just like cards. Like it's certainly not sort of a grand sport that you could say. Something like a Umamusume race is much more grand in its sort of presentation, or a football match in like a stadium, even a volleyball match in like a stadium. Like compared to the sort of scale of this, it's not the same, but you still get that same feeling. The show's really good at building up that tension and pitting these characters against each other in a really competitive way. yeah, it was just a lot of it was just Chihaya, just like in her head. Like it's funny, and it's funny seeing Megumi also sort of gradually develop in the game as well. Chihaya contesting this card pretty badly, but Megumi just sort of handing it over to her. It's not until sort of Chihaya ends up unintentionally riling her up, and I wonder if Megumi does see the similarities in herself in Chihaya as well while they're playing, like Chihaya does with Megumi. Yeah, and it is really interesting how she just doesn't care about being queen, but she enjoys playing. I mean, that's all that really matters. She enjoys playing, so she's happy to play. She's happy to be here, and I get the impression the expectations and the pressure doesn't affect her that much. It's interesting because usually with a character like that, who other characters are placing these lofty goals on, and the character themselves isn't actually interested in these goals, they usually end up collapsing under the pressure, or at the very least sort of find themselves battling with it and it becoming an issue for them mentally. But Megumi seems a little more simple-minded in the sense that she just kind of wants to have fun playing here and wants to, but she still does want to meet those expectations of other people, which is really interesting. But it feels like she wants to meet them just for her own, just for everyone to have fun and for her to enjoy that as well. It's really interesting. Again, Chihayafuru just does this quite a lot, where they have like little twists or little changes on typical sort of tropey characters that you'd get. Well, recently we haven't had a lot of Taichi. I wonder like when we'll sort of get his focus in the second half of the season. I just realised we're like over halfway now, episode 13, wow. Yeah, that was intention with the headbands. There wasn't much deeper meaning behind that, but she's still like, there's that friendship and bond there in the team, and I like how it's different from the sort of bond and friendship we have in our team. It was at one point it was sort of shown more explicitly. I want to get to that and then talk about it. Yeah, and at this point when Chihaya's sort of figuring her out, Megumi, that seems to annoy her a bit. Maybe not annoy her, but get under her skin that someone's reading her. Or, yeah, like, she recognises that Chihaya is currently, like, getting the upper hand on her, even though she's in the lead at this point still. But she can feel Chihaya coming, and she knows it's because Chihaya has that lofty goal, or that ambition of wanting to become queen. That's what separates the two. And Megumi in that moment recognises that, and she's like, well, if that's the reason she's beating me, I'm not going to change that. That's just, I'm not bothered. I'm not fussed about being queen. That's not going to change. But I can still make a difference right now. I can still do what I can and beat her now if I. Like, it's interesting how her sort of priorities shift, and now she really locks in and is no longer as sort of nonchalant about it, or like we see Chihaya sort of to contest a card later on, but she isn't having any of it, even though it was on Chihaya's side. Yeah, like this whole scene showing how, obviously showcasing Chihaya's growth, but it contrasts sort of the other team, and how while their relationship is very similar, it feels, the siphoning feels one way, it's all towards Megumi, whereas with our team it feels like it's going in all different directions. Everyone's sort of working on each other, and that's what separates them as teams. But then we do get the other teams sort of step up. We get I forgot the other girl's name. Yeah, this is now when Megumi's like no longer acting herself, and it's always Chihaya to sort of get this out of her opponents, because in a similar way that Chihaya's love of character is really infectious to not just the audience but other people in the show, with how she sort of got these members and got them to love karate, especially someone like Hanano and Komano. But well, I lost my train of thought. But what was I going to say? Yeah, because obviously it's Chihaya's passion that gets people into the sport and to enjoy the sport. But whilst she's playing someone, that passion still comes across to the opponent, and that can, in most cases, it detriments Chihaya because it really riles them up. It's like if you're playing a one-on-one match of anything and you're maybe somewhat confident you're going to win, or you feel like you're better than the other person, and they start doing really well and they're passionate, and you see them across from you expressing these emotions and beating you in this way, it's of course is going to have that effect on you as well. You're like, fuck, I got to look in now myself as well. If I back down now, what can I even call myself? Like, I would look back on this game with regrets. And Chihaya, she brings out the best in everyone when it comes to character, just by being herself. And that's like the best part of her character to me, is that passion, that love for character infects like everyone around her in one way or another, whether it's people spectating the sport, seeing it for the first time, or long-time players like Megumu. And it's really exciting seeing these sort of characters like change and their personalities sort of become different, and everyone around them acting like shocked about that, like, oh, I've never seen this side of it before, and it's always because of Chihaya. This scene was really cool, with, what was the visual, where is it? I mean, yeah, these drawings are really strong, first of all. And then, where was it? Yeah, I think it's just, like me without a good teacher. And then we get this scene. Oh, like, thank God for Chihaya, just having all these incredible people around her that can push her and be role models for the sport and be guides for her. Because a lot of people just aren't as lucky. I mean, my first mind comes to Shinobu. I mean, it's pretty clear that she's quite, I don't know if she feels lonely herself, but she's lonesome in her sort of in her journey to becoming the best at character. There's not anyone besides her, whether it's like good or bad, in terms of there's not anyone teaching her, or even anyone ability wise who's on her level at this point, obviously apart from what's his name, I forgot his name again, the guy who's better than her, who's won like 6 in a row or something. I don't know if they've played yet though. I can't remember if that was at the end of last season or not. I think it was. I feel bad for not remembering that, but unless it was just we saw Shinobu's the women's game and then the men's game, I don't think we saw Shinobu and him play. I'm pretty sure we didn't. I feel like that would be pretty memorable. Hopefully I'm right. But yeah, that sort of loneliness that they're depicting with Shinobu, with becoming the best. But Chihiya's doing it this way with the help of other people and with everyone by her side, and loads of different people to learn from, even Shinobu herself she's taken advantage of. And in Megumi's case, it's definitely not as sort of as strong as Shinobu in terms of how alone she is here, or how little support she has. Obviously she has the team, but it's just a support in a different way. While I get the impression that everyone on our team wants Chihaya to become the queen, that's absolutely not their sole goal. That's not the only reason they're playing, the only reason they're doing this, and all they want to do and all they want to see. That is what it is for a Megumi's team, and it, one, hinders their own players from developing as much, and two, prevents them from even teaching Megumu in more natural ways. It's not natural for all of the team and members and the advisor to all be putting all their eggs in one basket with Megumu here. Is not a natural sort of course of developing and becoming better. There has to be a bit of a balance, and I think that's what we have on our team, is a really strong balance of, I mean, Kana just wanting to become a reader is one thing already that sets them apart. That means that when Chihiya's learning and practicing, she'll eventually, or she'll have someone aspiring to be a professional reader. That will absolutely make a difference. Obviously Taichi, we have KOMANO, who's able to make all these notes and support the team in that way. We have other, I don't even know if like this team have other team members. I haven't seen them in the crowd. We have other team members that we can swap out with and get different perspectives from. There's just a level there that is separating these two, and it's really well just sort of shown here. So yeah, with the sort of scouting we're getting from this girl from the other team, was it Fujisaki? I can't remember what the name was. Obviously the one playing Hokuto, it might have been Fujisaki, unless that's Megumi's team. But it's clear, I think, we're going to advance and then play this team in the finals. But I wouldn't be surprised if the show sort of surprises me here. I do like how the guys like actually do understand Megumu to an extent more than like most other people. It's pretty funny. This was a really funny scene as well. I never like considered. I always was thinking that if both of them strike the cards, they could both just end up walking over to it, and it'd be kind of like really awkward, as they're both sort of debating it. And Chia absolutely could have won that because it was on their side, but I think it is interesting how there's a level of subjectivity to it. If, say in that scenario, Ayase, why did I call it Ayase then? I've been calling her Chihiya the whole time. Chihiya continues to contest, and like neither of them come to a conclusion. Like, what happens then? By default, does Chihiya get it because it's on her side? Or can you get the referee to sort of intervene? Because there's not someone who is, I'm pretty sure there's not someone who's watching like that closely on the match in a scenario like this. If it's like a one-on-one game, the final or whatever of the singles tournament, I can imagine there will be like a referee who is watching closely. So if anyone tries contesting whatever, he can be like, or they can be like, no, this person got it, or this person didn't get it. I feel like I remember the show mentioning, in this case, if Chihiya did contest and they were both adamant they got it because it was on Chihiya's side, she would get it. Unless there was any sort of overruling or overturning by a referee, but I don't think there would be in this case. But yeah, I find that really interesting about the sport, because there is a level of honesty and a level of dishonesty you can sort of implement into your game and sort of try and manipulate the opponent with. And where we haven't really seen an opponent be disrespectful in that manner yet, to a more like a higher extent. We've seen people who always contest cards, but they seem quite genuine in thinking that they won the card. We haven't seen people who have explicitly contested the card and like we then get in their perspective and they know they didn't get it. I wonder if we will get that at some point, and how like looked down upon that is. I mean, I can imagine it is very looked down upon because we haven't seen anyone do it so far. But yeah, great setup. I'm glad. I was tempted last week to do another episode. I'm really glad I did. Well, literally yesterday. I wasn't sure I was going to record some today, but I felt like continuing. I'm glad I ended up doing another 2 because I'm almost certain the match will finish in the next episode. So this was a good 2 episodes to do here. So yeah, let's just get straight into the next one.
タイミングはセイム。でもジジン、私の鳥。よし。私の鳥。私です。私の方が早かったです。私見えました。メグムが。私の方が少し早かったです。
We've been getting a lot of recaps at the start of these episodes lately. I feel like the whole like segment before the opening, maybe a minute and a bit.
みんなを喜ばせるのは私。クイーンに挑戦するのは私や。
揉め負けたけど、さっき譲られた分の借りは返した。
それでいいよ、綾瀬。いつもの千早になる。よし、ここから攻めるぞ、水沢。ああ、さあ、1枚取れよ。
So much that he asked if something's bothering me. What the hell? Shinobu? Fair play to the subs.
少女、息継ぎしてよ。息継ぎして。あなた、お前のこれは発声文でない純文学や。出版すべきや。
読むなよ。
川端康成も夏目漱石も超える。
大げさや。
あなたは帰らへんの？
罰としてここにいるんや。大会終わるまで残る。
それは律儀なことで泣けてくるわ。制服乾いたら私は帰らせてもらいますけど。
遅れた。
I love Shinobu.
先生、田尻遅いわ。遅すぎるわ。
すまん。あと少しってとこで演出して、ジャフ読んで。
どうせもう失格やで。牛丼食ってきた。
はあ？
ほれ、若宮くん。
は
あ。わあ、本物や。なんで細くなったんや？何ダイエット？
田尻。
Look, get
下で
crazy.
血管見てき
Chill
たけ
out,
ど
man.
京都代表の商用は残念やったの。東京の水沢に負けてもうて。
まあ残念やわ。
Wait, that was- is
応援
that-
しに行けばよかった。
水沢
That was-
買ってるんですか？
That was the game, right?
あ、
Show you. Was
水
that?
沢は商用に勝って今ベスト
Okay,
4
no.
で兵庫の明石大女子
Yeah,
と
okay, Akashi.
決勝してるとこや。
For some reason I thought it was show
や
you.
のにすごいの。
勝ってる。
Oh, that's pretty.
頑張ってる。太一、千早。
団体戦ってええな。楽しいレクリエーションみたいで、カルタやのうてみんなで何かやるのが楽しいんや。見てて和みますわ。
Yeah, not something she can participate in herself. She's. I love how just quirky she is.
団体戦？あんなんはカルタを好きやない人がやることや。あなた、私では力不足や思うけど、どないやろ、ここでお手合わせちゅうんは暇くらい潰せるやろ。
暇を潰す目やない。
やらんよ。
なんで？
今日は団体戦の日や。
Not annoy her, I think.
それは失礼しましたな。
しのぶちゃんにとっては試合さえ暇つぶしや。強すぎて。
Okay, back here. Not many cards left on the board at all.
なんでみんなこっち見て。あっちは一方的な試合なの。北欧がもう参拝してる。
Whoa. I didn't even notice.
なんだと。
強い。今年の藤崎
Yeah,
は
Fujisaki.
評判以上だ。しかしまさか北欧対藤崎より明石第一女子対水沢がいい試合をするとは。
Everyone's
水
underestimating us.
沢はポットでの高校だ。カルタ歴のある指導者もいない。その子たちがここまでの試合を。
今日は東京代表の友人の応援に。
綿谷新君が見たかったのが水沢の方だとしたら、もう遅い。もう終盤だ。
Damn.
強いっていうかストロング。揉めても目が怖くて思わず引いちゃう。そもそも女子とは揉めたくねえ。
失礼します。メグムが作ってくれた鉢巻き。でもクイーン目指すんやったらメグムもライバル。失礼しました。
It's interesting that she's actually motivated to become green.
もう男子。
あんたはメグムより弱い。
Damn.
よし勝ったよ。明石第一女子一緒。
Ooh, recently losing is
こんな大事な試合で。
means like either KOMANO or KANA have to win now.
もう肉まん先輩って呼べ。決定。やった。キューベ先輩が一緒。ゆうちゃんに一番乗り取られた。
先手を取ったのは明石。このまま押し切るか水沢が食い止めるか。残りは7枚。
藤の高根に雪は降りつつ、村雨の
まさかメグムがムーまで取られた。
西の代表相手に何者だあの子は。
You'll soon know.
メグムってカルタやるためにつけられたような名前やな。
何言うてんのゆうちゃん。
大阪もやけどメグムなんて一時決まりだらけや。目もムもスも。
墨の絵も。
墨の絵言うたらメグムの夢の字やろ。
そんなん言われたらクイーンにだって取られるわけにはいかへんな。
メグム。水沢今度。
Oh, she did. Yeah, she won. Nice.
一緒。
Oh, awesome.
大江先輩勝ち切った。すげえ。
いっぱいした後すかさず一緒。
Oh, she lost the last few so narrowly as well.
Okay.
It's huge for her and the team,
さっきの
obviously.
いっぱいが軽くなる。
Nice. Taichi
チ
next.
ームやな。水沢。6枚。
Here we go.
終盤に見える枚数だけど、そうでもない。分かってるかな。フラン。
Here we go. Here we go.
しきりきり離す。いや山す。世の中は風を見せ。ミカの玉心は忘れ。思われ。秋の。カラ札はまだ18枚もあること。
お手つき。
Oh,
よし。
nice.
カラ札場は変わらず6枚。どちらに転んでもおかしくない。西の代表の大阪さんさえ負けてもおかしくない。いたのかこんなに強い子が。
スもムも取られた。この子の速
God, I
さは
love when they do
本
the
物や。
under the floor shots.
綾瀬千早
我が衣では梅雨に濡れつつ
取った水沢2勝
Nice. Oh no.
まさか千早千早を取り逃した。
巣と布お返しや
They're flexing the card.
すごい。まだちぎりきもちぎりょうも読まれてないからベラトリックスでさえ少し慎重になったのに、今度はあのメガネの子が強気を見せた。これがクイーンを目指す2人の試合。
これで水沢の2対1。あと1つ取れば決勝進出が決まる。北欧が1勝4敗。話にならね
え。モリシ、それは動画では。写真部のプライドはどこに。あの速さ連射でも限界。
Jesus, man.
速すぎる。わずかな差。メグムタン、ますます速く。この相手だから見ていたい。強い友達がいて強い敵が現れて決勝する本当の君。
三日の原湧き流れる泉川めぐむちゃん頑張ろうね頑張ろうね。私たちいつまでもしのぶちゃんを一人にはしておけない。
どうしたんや。
しのぶれどうやろか。呼ばれた気がしたから。
千早ちゃん、どんなに悔しくても礼を大事にしなさい。
ありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。勝った。
負けた。
Wow.
明石第一女子2勝水沢2勝。
It's really all on KOMANO, and he came in.
つくく
Oh my god.
相手が有馬。駒野が嘆きを持っての運命戦。カラ札はあと4枚。
みんな見てる。絶対嫌こんなの。自分にチームの勝ち負けがかかってるとか耐えらんない。見てらんない。
恨みはび花さと見せ場やな。
まだ出ない
It's 3 in a row.
失礼します。
カルタってきつくて怖くて肉まんくんに言われてギクッとした。怖い。最後の1試合勝負の矢面。
世の中は
札はない。次の一札で決ま
I
る。
mean, it's kind of luck based if it's on her side.
怖い。でも
But does she know there's dead cards?
僕を助けるのは ありがとうございました。
Holy shit, Komano.
つくえくん
That was insane.
つくえくん
水沢高校3勝、明石第一女子
Oh, I'm so
2勝
happy
で
for it.
水沢高校の勝利です。
Oh, Jesus, man.
決勝は藤崎高校対水沢高校で15分後にまた席についてください。
15 minutes, bro. Give us a bit more time, man.
年生たち頑張ってました。
Yeah, they caught the bug. For sure now.
めぐむたん取れるか取れるか。今度こそめぐむたんの涙のレアショット。ああ来たー、商業タイム。
データってもらえんの？今の試合の写真たくさん撮った？全部ちょうだい。全部見せて。
Wow. That's cool.
めぐむたん
That's really cool.
それ SD カードじゃなくてデー
部活でのカルタはこれで終わりや。
Whoa.
めぐむ終わってしまった。なんとなくみんなと一緒やなかったらもうカルタは続けんやろと思うとった。
付き合うから悔しくなるくらい練習しよう。
アホやな。勝っても悔しい。
Oh.
やめられん。
よし、やっと藤崎戦だ。みんなこれから言うポイントちゃんと聞いて。
つくえくん、つくえくんすごいすごいよ。
Yeah.
今の運命線なんで有馬に飛び出せたの？聞けてたの？
聞き分けられるわけないじゃん。一か八かだよ。僕が見てきた試合のデータでは運命戦ではあの札が読まれる確率がほんの少し高かった。
Wow.
それだけ。それより決勝のオーダーだけど
And he's just straight on to the next.
確率で言ったら五分なのは揺るがないけど、聞いたことある。聞いたことある。師匠に
運命線のジンクスには
Mm,
いろいろあ
yeah.
るぞ。3時決まりが1時決まりになった札が出るとか、あの札が出るとか。
ジンクス。つくえくんはまだカルタを始めて1年3ヶ月なのにもう自分でジンクスまでたどり着いた。積もっていってるんだ。つくえくんには。
僕を助けるのは僕のデータ。みんなのことも助ける。必ず。
決勝戦チームは勝ったけど私は負けた。敗因は
Yeah, that was a crazy
めぐみちゃ
match.
んに投げ券抜かれて死のをまた送られた。得意札だったのに最後に抜かれた。
Jay has been like facing
どうしたらよか
quite
っ
a few losses recently.
た。めぐみちゃんの弱点も見えたのに
In this season, she hasn't had
苦
many
手を一個一個なくし
wins,
て
I
き
feel
たのに
like,
どうしたらよかった。
games that we focused on
どう
heavily.
したらよかったの。鳩が私こんなに握り込んでた。
Whoa.
力を抜け
Oh, Taichi. Oh, look at that, man. Look at that.
決勝戦だ。
的場先生から留守電。水沢の吹奏楽部が今日のコンクール地区予選で敗退。
追い風にならね
え、何ですか筑波君。
先生お願いです。大江先輩に変えて僕をスタメンにするって言ってください。顧問権限で。
あなたはまた目立ちたいだけならやめときなさい。
違う、目立ちたいとかじゃないです。でも俺もいるんです。藤崎も決勝も怖いけど俺もいますよ。
やだ筑波くん、私そんなに疲れて見えますか？
え？
へっちゃらですよ。次も出ますよ。
Oh, kind of.
嘘です。嘘です。筑波くん、勝ってきて。
Kind of. God, that ep was amazing. Completely, again, it was. I mentioned it in the previous video with the last two episodes, so I was pretty sure that we were going to get our team progress through to the team of the girl who was scouting us, Fujisaki. But the way it was done was not what I was expecting, with Chihaya losing and Komano being the one to pick us up, even Nishida losing and Kana getting a win. Like the fact that Kana, Taichi and Komano were the wins that we got to progress us is crazy. Again, more just recap the beginning. It made me kind of realise, because obviously the episodes are only 23 minutes long. That is shorter than like a minute or a minute and a half shorter than normal anime episode to begin with. You then have the opening and the ending, both a minute 30, that's 3 minutes, and then we're getting like a minute at the start of recap, that's 4 minutes. We're getting like less than 20 minutes of new content every episode, which is it's just interesting to think about. I was just kind of realizing that as we were getting the recaps recently. But I understand if there's certain things they want to do for pacing reasons, they might want to finish the season on a certain part, because it could be the case that episode 24 would be the or episode, like if they didn't do the recaps, like the end of episode 23 would be like the climax. Then they kind of had 2 episodes or like an awkward bit where they kind of transition 23 and 24, and they kind of have episodes left that they're not too short to deal with, because obviously it would feel like they'll be starting a new arc and they don't really want to do that in the final episode. So I'm not like annoyed by the recaps. I mean, luckily I'm not watching this weekly, so it's not like I'm having to wait and then realizing you're not getting as more than you usually would, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, interesting Shinobu focus to start with. This fun little room, and we see sort of Shinobu again looking down on team matches again, as I mentioned in the previous discussion, like that sort of loneliness. She actually doesn't even look at team matches as actual character games, and then she also will just play character games to kill the time. Like, this is all she knows. Like, she has this, and then obviously her niche little hobby with I forgot what it was. Was it a penguin or a bear? I think it might have been a bear, the one that Chihaya recognised. I'm not too sure. Like, she has her own like hobby she's passionate about, but in terms of like sports or career, even like friendships and bonds, it's all comes down to character for her. Like, that is it. Yeah, I kind of got confused because I originally thought Shoujo were the team we were playing now, and I thought they were doing like maybe a little flash forward thing and they'll come back to it. I confused like Shoujo and Osaka the OU in Megumi's name. But yeah, that wasn't the case, obviously. I love this scene of his hair like blending in with like the background. Is really pretty. Yeah, like she just doesn't. She looks down on them completely. It's just like something fun you do, like as if it was like an 11-a-side football game, and then there's obviously 5-a-side. It would be like someone from a professional looking down on like a 5-a-side game, like just something you do for fun. But there's people that take these super seriously. Like this just sounds so pretentious and condescending, because I don't get the impression this is how she feels at all. Like, because she doesn't do things together, and then she's like, yeah, it's fun to watch. In fact, she's so fascinating, man. Seriously. What a beast. So excited to get more of her. And Hokuro just straight up lost, unsurprisingly, to be fair, but we've played them like more than we need to really in the show. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, got the card like you're worse than Megumu, and then wins. Like, that's crazy. And you should have got crazy disrespect in this game. That's funny as well. I like how Megumi, sort of from the perspective of not her getting the first win for the team, but her taking the first win from her. That's fun. It really was just such a back and forth of, like, there was a period where obviously Megumi at the start on top, then Chihaya kind of came back, and then it was even for a bit, and then since Chihaya sort of came back and the score was even, it's just been back and forth between the two, like, consistently. Megumi losing out on cards that are like special to her, the same with Chihaya. Like, wow. That was funny as well. Kana-chan. What was it? Pizusawa, she said. Yeah. Good for her though, man. It's a really, and I completely get her being just exhausted as well. She's played every game, and she's obviously not as strong as like Nishida, Taichi, and Chihaya, and especially previously, she lost the first one by a decent amount, or she won by a decent amount, and then the other two, she lost marginally, and I think the last one, I'm not too sure how many they've played, but like, she's been having to deal with really narrow losses. So to win in this scenario, in this circumstance, especially straight after day one, was huge for them. And like, yeah, I love when we go into Taichi's mind with these sort of things. The way he's able to memorize it all so perfectly. Yeah, and these shots are so cool. It's really cool seeing it even extend to like Chihaya's hand, and then transitioning. And then yeah, because it transitions into her losing that card and then her flexing it. It's these type of episodes, like the hype and the tension is really like some of the best stuff you can watch. It's so fun. Yeah, the speed is nuts. And I wasn't expecting that from Chihaya as well. We can't let Shinobu-chan be alone forever. So that really is what they're going for with with Chihaya in like contrast to Shinobu, and how Chihaya's going to be the one to bring her out of this loneliness that she's in, or this darkness that she might be in. God, man, whenever we get Shinobu v Chihaya next, it's going to be so insane. And there's layers to that as well, because it's not just character. The fact that Chihaya recognizes Shinobu's hobbies as well, that means a lot to Shinobu as well. They're going to be best buds. I really hope they're going to be best buds. It's just amazing for Chihaya to be thinking of that at this time. I wasn't expecting Chihaya to lose as well. That was like the biggest shock to me, with how we sort of set up this match and set up Chihaya learning so much from other people, really emphasizing the bonds that she's created, the teachers, the people around her, like learning the cards from Kana, the notes from Komano, Nishida's advice about contesting cards, and she still goes and loses. Especially, like I said, in this season, it feels like she's lost a decent amount more than she did it even in the first season. So I'm expecting her to win in the final, but I mean, you never know. Cool little moment as well, like Chihaya is exhausted and Taichi and Kana there. These three for me, like in terms of dynamics, Taichi and Chihaya and Kana, I can't get enough of them really. These like two pairs here. There's obviously a lot of romantic tension and meat to Taichi and Chihaya's dynamic, which is great and really fun, like a drama point of view, but I really just love Kana and Chihaya's dynamic as well, and their relationship is really sweet and wholesome, and the way they support each other, the way they communicate in the matches, it just does so much for me. And then we put it all down to Komano, which makes so much sense, because we had that episode where we were debating whether Komano should be playing. I had full faith in him to win. Obviously, I was like, my heart was going. I was, as it is in these type of moments, but I knew he had this after that, what we had in that prior episode and sort of the build up with him. There's definitely some admiration there from Hanano's side towards Komano, I feel. I feel like they might be setting that up a bit. He was so, and yeah, I think this shot, when it did that and it showed the card in his glasses, I was like, yeah, that's the card that's going to be called out and he's going to get it. What a beast. He's so cool. He's trying to be low-key nonchalant about it, but he's awesome, man. So yeah, 15 minutes, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. We don't get much time at all to chill. Yeah, man. Look at them. I get the impression he's just like, I wanna play, as we saw in the end of the last ep, and then she's just, I feel like it's admiration towards Komano and the sort of the bug of the sport, and being like, wow, like this is how it gets you. Really cool, like, resolution with these guys as well. What initially was a really funny like gimmick, really good way to twist that into something more meaningful, and then keeping it funny. Like, oh, it's just a really strong conclusion to this game. And everything that we set up over like almost 3 episodes in total. Yeah, I mean, this This is always going to happen at the end of the game, but it still got me. But she's more determined now to become the queen. And Chihaya recruited someone to keep Shinobu from being lonely in the future as well, it seems. And KOMANO just straight back to it, no wasting time. He knows we're only got 15 minutes, let's just get straight back on it. What I find really interesting though is how he made his decision based on a superstition. Even though that superstition is based on data, there's no like actual, yeah, statistically it was 50-50, but he put his faith into a superstition, which for me is out of character of KOMANO, because he's someone that's so like statistic and fact based that that's what he revolves his game around, and how he plays the game is all on objectives rather than subjectivities. So I think it's really interesting for him to make that play at the end based on a superstition, based on something that isn't a given, an objective truth. There's something really cool about that, and how it contrasts his character, that decision, I feel like. But there's definitely more there I could get into, I feel like, on a character level and what that means for him, but it's not really coming to me right now. But I think this is a really cool decision, to have his win be based on that play. Yeah, the Chihaya's just it's all going through her head again, and she's got to get right back into it. I think the next game might be a bit rough for Chihaya at the start, and it's going to take her some time to get into it, I feel like. I'm certain she'll win, but it might be a rough one. I love when Taichi does these sort of things, these like unspoken acts of just doesn't even say anything, just releases her hand, doesn't have to say anything, and we get this gorgeous shot. This is sad as well. I kind of don't like him doing this. I'm not like that, I don't care for him that much. I think it's kind of a shame we're going to be seeing him in the final, I assume, because I don't care for him as a character. But this is a sad moment for Kana, putting up the front, because she really wants to play, but she knows it's not best for the team. It's not in the team's best interest for her to play. It's really sad, because he's done so well. I love Kana, man. God, what a tiring episode that was. Wow. Great 2 episodes. And I can only assume the next 2 might both be just the finals, then the team finals, and then we'll go into the individuals in the latter end of the teen episodes. I mean, we're now episode 14, so 11 episodes left. I assume there might be another recap around the 16, 17 mark, similar to what there was last time. That would make sense, actually, if we did episode 15 and 16 both on the final game for the teams, and then the recap comes in, and then we get the individual battles where we get Arata involved, Shinobu involved. Some really exciting stuff to look forward to towards the end of this season now, coming into the second half. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.